The newest event in Destiny Rising is out, and players seem to be enjoying the event, but what is it, how do you complete it, and why should you care? Let's get into it, people. Morgran's Hunt is a harder version of Morgran's Prey with escalating difficulty, pumped up negative modifiers, and improved rewards. If you've played Morgran's Prey before, you know basically what to expect here. Rounds are timed, and there's a minimum score threshold players will need to hit or exceed in order to progress to the next stage. Meet the score requirement, and you're good to go. Miss the score requirement, and your run is done. The rewards are decently stacked during this event with a special twist. The first 15 chest rewards you claim from the event will grant various materials, including exotic weapons, Mobius clusters, and incandescence clusters. You earn keys through playing the event by achieving specific score or round thresholds. Other event rewards can include mythic weapons, mythic weapon parameters, artifactual essence, enhancement prisms, heaps of artifactual dust, mod fragments, and glimmer. After completing all 15 of your horde weapon claims using your precious keys, you can continue running the activity and getting basic keys which will reward common rewards, including a 0.5% chance at an exotic, a 22% chance of getting a mythic weapon, 25 mythic weapon parameters, 2 legendary weapon cores, 2 heaps of artifactual dust, 5 mod fragments, and 100 glimmer per chest. The goal of the event isn't just rewards though. There's a new leaderboard in play for the event, and the top 30% of players will be granted a temporary chat border, which is nice, though I do wish it was permanent. Hearing about the common rewards, I would imagine that perhaps you could find them a little underwhelming, and I get it for sure, but there's something about this event that I think acts as a signal for the future, something that gives me a little hope, a lack of pinnacle energy. All of the rewards I mentioned above are obtained completely without burning a single pinnacle energy, which is amazing. Even if the basic rewards are underwhelming, the fact that the special ones, though capped at 15 per week, is costing us nothing to get is a fantastic step in the right direction. To be fair, every player was also given a care package from Radagast during the previous event, which was the Eclipse Day 1 leaderboard rush. And that too was a fantastic surprise. But seeing this event as a blueprint for major events in Destiny Rising going forward does make me hopeful for the future. I've talked about potential solutions to the energy problem many times with many different creators and a lot of you all out there, and I could absolutely see this as a step towards finding a new limiting measurement as well. It's no secret that the grind has to be somewhat restricted. It doesn't matter what game, those that don't restrict the grind in some manner are burned through and tossed aside by players quickly. So even without an energy system, something would need to limit access to some materials on a lockout basis. If you look at other games, they all have a weekly lockout on some materials intentionally to slow progression as well, though they also offer more energy than Destiny Rising, more replenishment options, and more rewards from lower and stamina paid tiers than Destiny Rising does. Honkai Star Rail, for example, locks its big boss drop materials behind a weekly 3-drop lockout, and Wuwa does the same for high-end materials used in higher-end Resonator skill tree ascension nodes. But in Wuthering Waves, a vast majority of the other materials are completely farmable. There are some lesser boss materials available that cost wave plates to cache, but you can use reserved wave plates, crystal solvent, and even asterites, which is their version of Lumia leaves, to replenish the stamina as much as you want, so farming becomes an easy task for the lower items. They also make a crystal solvent accessible to all players through Pioneer Podcast, their version of a battle pass, and other sources. Honkai does the same with their fuel resources. The point being that there are options in other games we don't have present here. But what if Morgran's is a testing phase for a more permanent option instead of energy costs on the future? It could well be. The question is if a weekly lockout on an activity would be a good replacement for the current option. My opinion is that the answer is no in current state, but yes if executed correctly. If they, for example, lock only things like Mobius clusters, incandescence clusters, exotic weapon enhancement cores, contextual datasets, superposed photons, and maybe Luminite behind a weekly limit, and opened everything else up, I would be completely fine with using a system that rewards keys for playing and uses those keys to reward players with loot. Do I believe that Morgran's Hunt is a perfect event? No. This was a major missed opportunity, in my opinion. The wording in the patch notes created a major misunderstanding among the community and really disappointed people due to the misunderstanding. But it's still a very solid event. The rewards, at least the first 15, are really good, and unlike Eclipse, the loss of pinnacle cost here is a great sign of things to come if nothing else. The event itself isn't really anything special, but the new mechanics added and the harder scaling difficulty create intense situations that make you rethink your approach to encounters and press forward to hit scoring thresholds. In terms of gacha game events, the areas of improvement for me would be obviously better and improved free rewards, and the addition of Lumia leaves as a reward. Events in other games like WoWa and Honkai offer a lot of their premium currency for completing their events on both a permanent track as well as an additional limited time track. With another banner character around the corner and pools being extremely limited once you get past the majority of the 0.1 and 1.0 content, I would have loved to have seen 800 plus Lumia leaves as a reward during this event on the challenges track. The changes to traditional Morgran's Prey formula on the whole felt good, though some modifiers were admittedly more broken than others and could really make your run much more difficult. Further, once the event is complete, unless you have no energy and want to still farm some of this, there's really not a good reason to continue doing the event. The game has a major problem with basic rewards, as it tries to walk a fine line between rewarding players and still keeping them playing through artificial stamina walls. In order to perform and continue performing, it's important to be really generous out of the gate. This is something I feel like the game's gacha system does well, but basic rewards still need a touch-up. That having been said, the 15 key rewards were really great, so kudos to the team on stepping up on that front. As a side note, given Bad Juju's history and relationship with the Ahamkara, this would have been the perfect event to release the weapon with a low drop chance. I honestly believe it was a missed opportunity to not do so, opting instead to use existing exotics. That having been said, the fact there was a guaranteed exotic reward present in the event is still a great thing. I 100% support the idea of rewarding players with cool stuff like exotic weapons on a somewhat discernible basis. Having the ability to control when you get a random exotic can be a boon, even if it's not the exotic you want. For example, I got Chappie myself. I think the keys idea was a fantastic route to go, and that NetEase made the right call by not having Pinnacle Energy as a cost measurement for the event. If the basic rewards were a little more rewarding, it could have been a real slam dunk. As of now, it's just a layup. All in all, I'm decently pleased with this event. It was fun to play while I played it, enjoyable and rewarding for at least the first 15 chests. The rewards fell off hard on chest 16, and that is what it is, but it needs to be better next time to keep players running. The main thing I come back to is that the biggest issue this game has is that players want to play it. They're limited by either a stamina system in place keeping them in check, or low activity rewards disincentivizing them from continuing to run things. The keys idea in practice here really takes pressure off the already strained player's stamina system, which is fantastic. But if we're extremely limited, the rewards need to be a cut above. Of the 15 chest pools, only 5 actually contained clusters or an exotic weapon. A majority of them just had non-exotic rewards. The items are still rare after all, but in the end, I think the event would be better served by a chance at those same exotic materials in every single one of the 15 chests, as well as on the lower basic track options. For leaderboards, I feel like there's a reward for placing decently well, but I dislike that it's temporary. Much like the Eclipse leaderboard reward, I think it would be better served as a permanent reward, a testament to you had to be there, basically. But yeah, all in all, this is a solid event and a good step in the right direction for NetEase. If they manage to continue on the path, it may go a long way to helping the health of the game and resource economy. They still have to address their shortcomings with the vanilla game, but improvement and good steps should always be elevated. How about you all? Are you having fun with Morgran's Hunt? What's your takes on the event? Let me know in the comments section, and I'll catch you all in the next video.